starting a business. And so we had some trouble, some technical difficulties. Guys, comment and let me know if you can hear us now for our Facebook listeners. I know Periscope is good to go. So what about Facebook? Can you hear us, Facebook? So while we're waiting on people to do that, make sure that I want to ask you one thing though, because one thing that you just mentioned was about, you said something about slaves working together. Now, I don't know that I agree with that. I just wanted to stop that because I don't want you giving out any bad information.
Well, I'm not giving out bad information. I mean, history repeats itself. When everybody came together and said, okay, we're going to do this together, we're going to listen.
But are you saying that slaves came together and said they were going to be slaves together? Because I think you need to check that.
I didn't say that they were slaves. Don't get me wrong. Don't misinterpret my word, what I'm trying to say.
I'm just saying.
I'm trying to say, back then they couldn't do this, they couldn't do that. They didn't have no type of rights. But then when people started coming together, so okay, we can learn how to do this, we can learn how to trade with each other. That's what I'm talking about. We kept that among ourselves. My granddad was part of slavery, but my granddaddy went sell a white man nothing. No property, no nothing. I don't care how much money he never would sell it.
But don't you think times have changed now? Like, because again, now I get that. But now, like, we're beyond that. So as a businessman, now you've been in business almost 40 years.
Right.
So as a businessman, how can you survive if you don't integrate your business? Because I remember when you ran strip clubs and it wasn't nothing but white patrons in your club. So with what you're saying, you may have gone out of business if white people didn't patronize you.
That's good, but I was smart enough to go get a white person to run it for me. I stayed in the background.
So you think that was success because nobody knew that you were the owner?
That's right. Nobody knew I was a black man that owned that place until one day it really came out. I mean, I'm smart enough to understand. I'm not saying that people don't. I mean, when I use the word slave, I would be watching a lot of people that, how they used to just go out and tell people, okay, we're going to trade this right here. We're going to trade this. This is the only thing we know, but people's a whole lot smarter now. They should be a whole lot wiser, a whole lot smarter. You got young people, they send stuff in here to poison our kids and stuff like that. We wasn't like that. I mean, we did stick together a little bit, but now we departed.
So what are some things that you see that we can do, like those of us like my age, that do have businesses? I know a lot of the people that are watching, they're business owners as well. So what are some things that you think that we can do to really continue to be successful? Because the reality of things is we're divided right now.
That's true.
That's
what I was saying.
Do you think that's an opportunity for us to get back to the things that you were talking about?
Right. We got to get back to understand what the next person like. Okay, they speak our language. People from Africa, people from Afghanistan, people from Iran, all these other different countries don't speak our language. Mexico don't speak our language. People here in America speak our language. We know what they like to eat. They were raised on all of this stuff. We know what they like to do. Okay, we need to get these people in our corner to, hey, look, y'all need to spend, we need to get some of that money back. Black people in 1966 to 8 had $30 billion that they went out, but then nothing to come in.
$30 billion.
$30 billion, read it. Go back and check it out. $30 billion. Well, we spend more money on any race on God's green earth, but we don't never know what's coming in.
So we're consumers.
Right.
We're mostly consumers.
That's right.
Okay. How can those of us that have businesses capitalize on that?
Well, you got to understand how it works.
That's what we talking about
today.
Okay,
how it work. Okay, you got to make your place look good. You got to know. You got to know how to make your place look good. I'm not going to tell you everything.
Well, I mean, just some tips though, because this is what we're talking about. We're talking about business tips, like certain things, like what you said. Okay, trading together. Making sure that our facilities are up to par.
Right.
I mean, I don't want to go eat, for example, in a nasty establishment. I don't care who owned it. It doesn't matter. There is now a standard. There's an expectation. Same thing about customer service. I don't care who owned it. But if I'm spending my money with you, you're going to treat me with a certain level of respect.
That's my point. And if you spend a lot of money, they're going to treat you with respect. But behind the door, it's the same old thing. It's the same thing. Now, I agree that you got to make stuff look good. I don't like to use the word white back, but you got to understand, you got to get these white people in there got the money, they're going to spend the money too.
So you got to get people in there that's got money.
There's people that got money.
Mm-hmm.
It's simply that. Why go in the business and people ain't spending no money with you? It don't make sense. When they come to business, you don't have any friends. You don't have no friends whatsoever. And once people realize that, then we're going to make it. And Benny worked with a lot of weight. Bank ain't gonna let black people have money. Don't. They're not gonna let you have. As a matter of fact, they'll let white people have money, but black people, all to get in Benny, you got to have somebody that was a friend, got money. Okay, when I went in Benny, I had my brother. He had money. Okay, I had connections to work for this white guy. I could go down to the bank and get money. Because I was like, I could get money, but, hey, I could do it. But banks do not let black people have money to go and bend it.
But that's now, I get what you're saying. So then what are you saying? Like black people just shouldn't do businesses? Because the reality of things is that some people, of course, this post is really about business. It's about, again, I know the things that you've learned along the way. But at the same time, we don't want this to seem like gloom and doom, because I know a lot of black business owners that are very successful.
Well, and not in Alabama. I'm talking about in Alabama. I'm not talking about in Atlanta, but I don't know but very few of them. But what I'm saying, black banks do not lend people money to go in business, because if you ain't got no land, they're not going. And number one, you got to know your banker too. You definitely got to know your banker. If you know your banker, he gonna lend your money. But
so wait a minute. Because see, we gotta pull this back. Okay. Because what we're trying to give people very specific tips and things that they need to think about in business. So one good tip is get to know a banker. Right. Because what I don't want people to take away from this is that if you don't have any money, if you don't have any means to do anything, there's no way to do it. And we know that's not true, because a lot of people started with zero. Right. And work there and just really just grind. They were grinding, and they worked their way up because they had a skilled trade or something like that they had a product that they could produce on their own. So there are ways to do it. Banks is not the only way to get money, right? What you think? I'm asking. I'm here to learn from you.
I disagree with that. That's what money is, because people that got money. See, you got to understand that if the bank don't loan money, they can't make money.
But when you started out, you didn't go to a bank. You didn't get no bank loan.
No, I didn't go to loan, but I had a brother though, and I worked 2 jobs.
So banking is not the only way to get money. That's my point. That's what I'm trying to get you to tell people. Like, you work 2 jobs. You sacrifice. There are some things that you went without. That's what I'm talking about. That sometimes you got to sacrifice to get where you're trying to go.
But you got to understand, you got to know how to sacrifice. But a lot of people don't do it. Okay, let me tell you something about this. I was at the bank one day. This guy came in there. Okay, what he did, he said, okay, I want to buy 20 acres of land. And this guy said, well, I want to buy a new car. Well, the guy walked out with the new car, but the guy didn't walk out with 20 acres of land. It's just so much things that you got to do. I can't tell. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to tell people how to spend their money. I really don't care how to spend. But don't think that, we are black people. We very intelligent people. We were born smart. We were born to sacrifice. We were born to work hard. Stuff like that. That's the way we think. But we got to understand that money, you got to have money to make it, but you got to understand, hey, look, I'm going to lose this. I'm going to lose that. I would not invest my money in a brand new car. I remember this guy one time, he made a little money, and then what he did, he went and bought 2 brand new cars. He bought one, paid $100,000 for one, $60,000 for the other, and then they foreclosed on his house. Now, that's what I'm talking about. That don't make sense. That's something that don't make sense. But if you want to go bend, whatever you're good at, then you do it. But we got to quit spending our money with these people that I'm not going to spend no money with us. It's all about bending. It's all about, hey, if you spend with me, I'm going to spend with you.
Yeah, but I get that. And I think in principle that makes sense. But on the other side of this, that's what marketing is for. Like, now it's a global marketplace. You don't have to worry about the person down the street from you coming to patronize your business, regardless of what type of business that you have. You can decide. Remember, I told you, we've talked about this. There are 5 ways to make money from every single business. I don't care what type of business you have. We've talked about that. We talked about those types of things. And so I think that one thing that I think we as business owners, period, have to get and wrap our mind around is that now the marketplace is the global marketplace. Our customers can be anywhere in the world. Regardless of what we're doing, our customer can be anywhere in the world. And I think that once we start to understand that it's a global marketplace and how to leverage the global marketplace, then now our constituents are worldwide. Now we gotta reach the people that's ready to buy.
Right. Well, you and I one time when you and I I had this restaurant and this guy came in to sell me some advertising. And I listened to you. You said, well, I want to say this, I want to say you that. And this man never been in my place bought a barbecue sandwich. He said, well, and he told you, he said, you know how you and him sat down, and he told you, well, I got people listening at me in Mississippi. And you said, well, we don't need to get you. I mean, people ain't gonna drive from Mississippi to our barbecue. We need to get it right around in here.
Right.
You got to concentrate on here. Okay, people over in Iraq or Iran ain't gonna buy our stuff.
Well, but not necessarily. So let's take that for example, because at the time we're talking about early, mid to late 90s or whatever. But at that time, people weren't doing a lot of commerce online, especially food-based commerce, not very small mom and pops like what we have now. However, right now, you very well may have some people that will get online and they will order barbecue in bulk from someone. People buy food online all the time. I mean, at the rate we're going, we might need to get our food online because we don't know what's happening anywhere else, but that's a different story. So on the business side, we're talking about a different time, but you're absolutely right. But what that had to do with was direct advertising and what we were doing at the time. We were talking about radio ads, okay? Right. People now are doing things like this. They're online. They're getting all of their information from online. Mm-hmm. A little bit different. It's now the digital is a true digital marketplace.
Well, I don't too much understand how it works online, but I understand I go to doctor's office, I go to insurance company, I go to a lot of places, and a lot of people say, doggone, you the barbecue man. Yeah, well, come try me out. I mean, I'm trying to focus on right here around North Alabama, right here in Huntsville, South Alabama. I don't worry about what goes on in third world country, not me. I worry about how I can get that dollar right now. Because if anybody think that money don't matter, they're out of their mind. And we're hard. We understand that we know what it's about. But you got to get up. You got to get up out of bed early in the morning. You can't lay in the bed all